This is CBS News Chicago.
There will be consequences for the violence. We will not let criminal activity ruin and harm our city.
Right now at 4 o'clock, Mayor Brandon Johnson fed up and calling for federal help after more than 100 people are shot across Chicago over the 4th of July holiday weekend.
President Joe Biden remaining defiant and resisting calls to leave the presidential race. His letter to Congress reassuring Democrats that he is the right man for the job.
And now that the checkered flag is flown, we are examining whether the NASCAR street race was a win for Chicago. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Jim Williams.
And I'm Marisa Vedra. Welcome to the debut of our new Street Sign studio.
You can see us right here live, right in the heart of the Loop at Washington and Dearborn. We'll show you around in a little bit, but first we have storms headed our way. Let's bring in First Alert meteorologist David Yeomans.
Hey guys, so nice to see you in person again.
Hi.
We've been apart for so long, yeah. And the forecast does look nice out there right now, but storms are approaching for some of us this evening, and it only gets more interesting tomorrow. Let me show you what we're talking about. This is the much discussed Hurricane Beryl, now a tropical storm, but on this water vapor image, you can see all that moisture.
Calling for more than just prayer to solve the crisis of gun violence in Chicago. Pointing to the more than 100 victims over the holiday weekend alone, he said in a statement.
Violent holiday weekend, there are concerns the Democratic National Convention could draw police away from neighborhoods in Meade. Today, Chicago Police Superintendent Larry Snelling assured residents that would not be the case. Spent the day calling Democratic leaders, trying to reassure them that he's still the best person to beat Donald Trump.
Over the weekend, some House Democrats expressed their doubts. From above our studio, we hope you are enjoying our new Street Side studio as much as we are, and it's great to be right in the heart of the Loop. After 7 years, we're excited to be back in what truly is an amazing space.
Not only is it really cool for us inside, but also for anyone.
All right, let's get to the storms out there. Southeast of Chicago and also up in Lake County. We do have a little bit of rain developing, but most of us do stay dry, we think, for the afternoon. A couple downpours here on the interstate, moving up through Lake County out toward Lake Michigan. You can see those in the distance here on our...
This is CBS News Chicago.
Tropical storm Beryl is battering the Gulf Coast right now. It made landfall in Texas earlier today as a Category 1 hurricane, killing 2 people.
Emergency
receiver DJ Moore, he was out there. I was out there with my family on Saturday, checking out some of the cars zooming around Columbus and down Michigan Avenue, and the amazing setup in Grant Park by Buckingham Fountain, all of the activities. We had a ball. Of course, Mother Nature was along for the ride on Saturday, not so much Sunday. So if we can get David Yeomans and Albert to get on the same page with NASCAR,
you hear that, guys?
Get their trip outside the new studio.
Yes. My watch just already scratched the new desk.
Well, don't tell
we
the
promised
people.
we weren't going to break anything.
Mom,
this is why we can't have nice things.
Exactly. I guess not.
Oh, you christened it out here at the desk. Great job, guys.
How was it outside?
Great. It was interesting to see how many people.
This is CBS News Chicago.
Right now at 5, storm risk.
Rain from Tropical Storm Beryl moves in late tomorrow, and some of it could be heavy. I'll show you just how much rain we're expecting.
More than 100 people shot in Chicago over the holiday weekend.
This is enough. It's enough.
We're asking, does the city's anti-violence plan need to change? Tens of thousands coming to Chicago for the Democratic National Convention, and the city is banking on a big money boost, but it's not from the politicians.
Good afternoon. I'm Erica Sargent.
Great to have you with us. I'm Joe Donlin. We begin here at 5 with your First Alert weather. A few pop-up storms on the radar right now, but a lot more is on the way, and it's all coming from what's left of Hurricane Beryl.
Chief Meteorologist Albert Ramon is in the Weather Center tracking the risk of heavy rain for us, Albert.
So this was a Cat 1 hurricane early this morning moving along the middle Texas coast. It is now beginning to push some of that moisture into southern areas of Illinois, and all that moisture is headed our direction. So right now it's a tropical storm in East Texas. Notice, though, that moisture moving as far north.
On our digital streaming network, CBS News Chicago. It's free and always on the CBS Chicago website and app.
CBS Evening News comes your way next. We'll see you right back here for the CBS Chicago News at 6.
This is CBS News Chicago.
Now at 6, more than 100 people shot in Chicago over the holiday weekend, while extra officers were on duty here. Now, city leaders take a hard look at whether NASCAR Chicago street race weekend should be moved.
He was here every Sunday.
But not this week. And now the search is on for a Chicago pastor who mysteriously disappeared.
And rescues in Texas as a hurricane makes landfall. How we'll feel Beryl's wrath hundreds of miles away. Great to have you with us. I'm Joe Donlin.
And I'm Erica Sargent. Chicago was in the national spotlight after this 4th of July weekend. The NASCAR Chicago.
Hours of fun.
Put Joe in some bubble wrap and we'll head out there this weekend.
Off the walls.
Yeah.
All right, Albert, you're watching a couple of things that are affected to Beryl that we've been watching.
Beryl's been a big story for over a week now. Cat 5 hurricane about a week ago. It made impact along the middle Texas coast. Early this morning as a Category 1 hurricane.
All right, so new studio, and Ryan Baker has moved from the mornings back to the chair you once held.
5 years ago, it's like hopping back on my old Schwinn. Just get on the bike and just start pedaling. Let's go.
The problem is you open the 6 a.m. script and not the 6 p.m. script.
Yeah, but you know what? I feel a little more rested now.
Yes.
We can get going. After emerging from the bullpen to becoming a bona fide big league starter, Garrett Crochet is now feeling the sweet relief of being the first-time All-Star.
Hopefully with a win and a big crowd.
They're getting better.
And in good company.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Thank you. And that is it for the CBS 2 News at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Sargent.
And I'm Joe Donlin. Have a great night. We will see you right back here for the CBS News Chicago at 10.
This is CBS News Chicago.
Right now at 10, a family search for their missing loved one after a day of boating on Lake Michigan takes a tragic turn.
Here comes Beryl. Moisture moves in starting late tomorrow, and some of it could be heavy. We'll talk about a flash flood threat and when all the rain finally moves out.
Then, the most violent day in Chicago in years. CBS News Chicago is always investigating, putting the holiday weekend shootings into perspective tonight.
And we've been working on something new and exciting here at CBS News Chicago.
Well, it certainly is beautiful, I can tell you that.
We'll show you around our street side studio, a perfect spot for a wave and a selfie.
Breaking news topping the 10 tonight. An off-duty police officer was involved in a shooting in northwest suburban Elgin. Investigators had roads blocked off near.
Broadcasting CBS News Chicago at 10 tonight from our brand new street side studio.
More on that coming up, but we are closely watching the first alert forecast tonight.
This is CBS News Chicago.
Right now at 4:30, we're seeing some of the damage in parts of Texas after Hurricane Beryl. How ComEd crews are helping with recovery efforts on the ground there. And a live look outside right now where we could feel some of the impacts of that storm right here at home when you could see the heaviest rain. And we are hearing from the family of a man who's been missing since Friday after going swimming in Lake Michigan. The search is still underway to find him. Good morning and good to be with you on this Tuesday, July 9th. We're broadcasting CBS News Chicago this morning from our brand new street side studio here in the Loop. I'm Audrina Sinclair. We appreciate you joining us here. We're kicking it off with meteorologist Laura Bannon. New studio, but we are still on the weather watch this morning.
Yes, things are going to be changing. We've got Hurricane Beryl, really the depression of it parts, the tropical rains that are going.
The City of Chicago will open an emergency services assistance center at Fosco Park. It'll be from 3:30 to 7 p.m. to provide support to neighbors after such a violent address the Democratic National Convention, which is now just a little over a month away. He says officers are receiving some special training to deal with the large crowds. Here's a check of how long your drive will take if you leave right now.
Sending DeMar DeRozan to the Sacramento Kings. That's a look at your sports this morning. I'm going to miss you guys, but you'll see me. Have a good one.
We'll be seeing you a lot, Ryan. Thanks so much. Good to see you back on sports. Well, our show looking a little different this morning, and that's because we're broadcasting from a brand new, and I'd have to say snazzy studio. Still ahead this half hour, we got an inside look at the changes you'll notice here on CBS News Chicago. We'll see you after the break.
Everybody, it is Tuesday, July 9th. I'm Dana Kozlov.
And I'm Audrina Sinclair. Good to be with you this morning. Glad you're here with us. We start here at 5 in our new studio, by the way.
And with our new partnership as well.
Happy to team up with you, Dana.
I feel the same way, Audrina.
I know we got another teammate here in place, meteorologist Laura Bannon in her new weather studio. We'll talk about all our newness in a while, but first we'll talk about the weather. We'll get to the new studio in just a bit.
Laura running on in there.
There's so many places and like a lot of choreography that goes into this, so that
Good morning, and so good to be with you. I'm Audrina Sinclair.
And I'm Dana Kozlov. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Let's get a quick look at your first alert forecast now with Laura Bannon. Laura?
Hey, good. Before we go this morning, let's get you caught up on all of the day's top stories.
And we begin your nonstop news in outside. So I'll be checking those forecasts and those temps all week, Laura. That does it for us on TV, everyone. I'm Dana Kozlov.
And I'm Audrina Sinclair. Good to be with you. You can catch all three of us back here in our new studio together at 9. And for now, CBS Mornings is coming up.
And of course, the news never stops on our stream. I'll be taking it away at 7 o'clock in just a few minutes. But before we go, warm up the oven. It's National Sugar Cookie Day, everyone. The popular baked good was first called the Nazareth cookie after the Pennsylvania town where it originated. German Protestant bakers may have brought the recipe with them when they immigrated to America in the mid-1700s. There are so many ways to celebrate, as if anyone needs a reason to have a cookie. I mean, so many ways to celebrate
so many places.
Those sugar cookies.
Just show a little love to your local bakery in your neighborhood.
Yeah,
you know?
that's a great idea, Adrina. Exactly.
Bring them to work this morning, maybe.
Yeah, to your coworkers, your friends. Don't forget about us at home.
You know what? We need some sugar cookies to celebrate our new studio here, Streetside in the Loop.
That would be great.
I love it. So we did talk about the new studio. We have a couple seconds. We do want to know this is it. We just want to thank everyone on this team here at CBS News Chicago who worked so hard to make this happen. We hope you guys enjoy our new digs.
And wishing Ryan Baker, success back in the sports director role.
Yeah, instead of the mornings, he's going to be on at 4 p.m., 5, 6, and 10 p.m. Tonight. You can see him there, and we'll see you in just a bit.